we discussed first two topic, that is one is single, second is the multiple. So in single what happens? So we have only one data to be sent from memory to processor or vice versa. Nothing but we can load only one word, or we can say only one byte, or the 32 bits or the half word. So that is only one element is stored or the loaded in the single. So next, in multiple we can take the more than one element, that is called as a multiple here. And third type is we have, that is called as a swap instructions. So already we know what is swap, because this is normally used in the many C programs, that is swapping concept here. So swapping concept means we take a temporary memory, and from that memory we exchange the value from A to B. Nothing but whatever value in A, that is pushed in the B, and B is pushed back in the A here. So that concept is called as swap. The same concept we use in our ARM instructions also. Nothing but if you want to change the value of one input to the other input, it is not possible to change using only two inputs here, because both are having some value here. So if you have that case, then it is not possible to exchange the value. तब क्या करना? You have to take one more, a temporary place to keep the one value there. So using that temporary, what we do, we can exchange the value from one input to other input here. So that is called as a swap instruction. So if you see this theory here, so they are given swap instruction is a special case of load store instruction, of course. So it is not normally used anywhere here. It is only when we are exchanging the value from one input to other input, then at that case we are using the swap. That's what is called as a, it is a special case of load store instruction here. And next they given the swap contains the memory with the contents of a register. Nothing but if you want to exchange the data from register to memory without losing value here, nothing but मुझे क्या करना है, मेमोरी का डेटा इसमें डालना है और इसका डेटा इसमें डालना है, बट दोनों में कौन सा डेटा भी लॉस नहीं होना. So at that case it is not possible to do using only these two. You have to take help of one more variable, or we can say it as one more place. So that place is called as a swap here. So for that I'm using a variable called as temp. Temp means it is a temporary location. So there we can store anything, and after execution it is deleted automatically here. That is called as a temporary here. Okay, so already we know very well how to do this, because in C++ programs we done this concept for many programs here. So in this we have the two types in swap here. How they divided means depend upon the its size. Size means suppose if you want to swap one word, then I have to use syntax called as SWP. That is called as a swap here. Suppose if you want to swap only one byte, then you have to use SWP B. B means it indicates that I am swapping only the one byte of data from one place to other place here. That is called as a SWPB. So why they are differentiating? Because see, for one word the memory need more, right? But for one byte we need only one byte. Say for example, suppose if you using the same for both means, if while using the byte you can waste lot of memory here, because the size is only one byte, but I am using the size of word here. So इससे क्या होता है, we are wasting lot of memory. So to save the memory for specific input, we are using the specific here. Suppose if you want to pass one word, then you can use SWP. If you want to pass only one byte, then you have to use the SWPB because it allocates only 1 byte. Here it allocates for the one word here. That's why to save the memory and to increase the execution time very faster, then I have to specify first is I am passing word or I am passing byte here. So depend upon that only we can apply this syntax here. Is that clear? Is it clear all of you? So first we discuss what is swap, then when to use the word and when to use the byte here. So if you want to pass full one word, then you can use SWP, or if you want to pass only 1 byte, then you have to use SWPB. Just have to add the one more letter as B. Okay. So that is regarding the swap instruction. So the syntax is like this. First you have to pass, I want to do which operation here, that is word or the byte operation. Then so these two are not compulsion. Then it accepting the three variables here, or you can say three registers. That is one is RD as output value and RM and RN as the input values here. So the my concern is I want to exchange these two here. I want to exchange the RM value and the RN value. The condition is both are having some data here. So both are having data means it is not possible to exchange using only these two because both are already filled here. So that's why to exchange these two, I'm taking help of temp here. So if you look at here, I'm using something called as temp here. Okay. So using this TMP, I can exchange easily the value of Rn to Rm, then Rm to Rn here. So if you observe these three lines, you can get a very clear picture. So what I'm doing first here means, so whatever the data in memory 32 of Rn, nothing but, so this Rn data first I'm transferring inside the temporary here. तब क्या होता है? So this Rn become empty. Then what I'm doing here, this Rm value I'm storing back in the Rn here. तब क्या होता है? The Rm become empty here. So already we have the value in temp. So what I do, just I transfer this value in Rm also in the RD also, because in RD we have to store our output value. So इसका मतलब, so these two values become same here. Which one? RD and the RM here. So that is the concept called as swap instruction here. So in this what happened, there is no any data loss here. Just we have to use one more extra temporary variable for exchanging a value from one input to another input here. That is nothing but the swap. The same thing we can use with the byte. So if you look at here, I'm using word means I'm mentioning here it as a 32 because one word contains a size of 32 bits here, and 1 byte contains size of 8 bits. So depend on this only should know is I'm passing 1 byte or I'm passing the one word here. So same thing I have to pass here because 8 means 1 byte, 32 is one word here. So depend upon your input value, you have to decide you have to use SWP or you have to use the SWPB here. So that is nothing but the swap instruction here. Is that clear? Is it understand? Hello?
Sir, we are exchanging the instruction or replacing the instruction, sir?
We are exchanging the value which is stored in the instructions.
Okay.
Okay, we are not exchanging instruction, we are exchanging the value which is stored in the instructions here. If you not use the one more means, what happen here, suppose if you want to copy, तब क्या होता है, suppose if you want to copy from rm to rm means this rm data will be erased here. At that place the rm value will be stored. Now what about rm value, it is deleted. So to overcome this, that drawback, I am using one more called as a temporary here. So after our work is done, then we remove the temporary variable here. That is already vanished by the processor here. That's why what I do, I am using one more called as a temporary. That's it. And at last what happened? So these two values become same here. Which one? The RD and the RM value. Both let's we get the same value on it. It is same concept like what we seen in our C program here. So there we have the program called as swapping the values. So there also we use the one variable called as temporary. That is, we can use the same TMP only. So they are given an example here. You will see that the swap instruction loads a word. I'm using word. Word means I have to use which one here? This one or this one? Word means I have to use SWP because it swap a word between memory and the register here. So the question is, the swap instruction loads a word from memory into register or not and overwrites the memory with register R1 here. इसका meaning, so I'm using here two input. One is R0 input, one more is the R1 input. So using these two, I have to complete the SWP per word here. Okay, so we'll see that example how they are given here. So they are given the inputs. So they are given R0 value, they are given R1 value, and they are given the R2 value here. Okay, so they are applying SWP, that is R0, R1, and the R2. So if you observe this condition, so this is your output, that is this is called as a RD, and this is one input, and this is one more input here. So using these two input, I want to swap the value between R1 and R2, and that value I have to store in the R0 here. Okay, so after executing this instruction, I told you one point, it's very important. So we will apply this with this one. Okay, so just you use these three lines and apply these values here. Apply these values. Then you get this output. Check it in your notebook once. Just you take these inputs and use those three lines. Just swap the value from one by one. So take R0 as RD, R1 as RM, R2 as RN. Then apply the those three lines. Check it out. If you're getting these values are, you're getting the some other values here. So if you do correctly, then we get the these values only there. So anyone please check it out this if you have the notebook with you. So just copy this line first, these three, and use those values in this equation, then solve it. So anyone do this, please? So do one thing, try this one. If you're not getting, then I will explain and I'll put a video of this. Okay, today by itself. I'll just take the same values. I'll make a video and I'll post in your group also. Okay. So now, so this is regarding the swap. So totally we have the in load store three types here. So the first is single, second is the multiple, third is the swap. So swap is called as a it's a special case because it is used only when you have to swap the value from one to that is one input to another input without losing the data here. So at that place we are using the swap. Hello, hello. Yeah, someone telling. So any queries? कुछ कोई तो कुछ बोले ना. Okay, I hope it's understood by you all. So next we'll go a very important topic. So this topic will take after that topic because it is depend on the topic only. So just remember 3.4 is not covered. Inform me later. So now we'll go a topic called as sorry yeah program status register instructions here. So already we discussed one topic called as CPSR. I think how many are remember this? In first chapter or in first module, we discussed a topic called as CPSR, current program status register. It is same as the CPSR only. There we use that for the current execution here, and here it is called as a program status register instruction. Nothing but so there we take only one instruction. Here we take the multiple instruction because as we know the program means it's a bundle of multiple instructions are used, that is called as a program here. So it is work same as a CPSR. So there we take the only current execution, but in this we consider the whole program and we have to update the status of that particular instruction, that is called as a PSRI, that is the program status register instruction. The remaining operations are same here. So if you observe the diagram of this one means it is looks same only. It's a size of 32-bit. It has the four parts, that is first is the control, second is the extension, third is the status, fourth is the flags here. And also I told you in mode we have how many modes? Here we have the seven modes. So six are privileged, one is the non-privileged mode. And next we have the two types of interrupt, that is one is fast interrupt, one more is the normal interrupt. So these are come under control bit here. Then we have the extension, we have the status, so last we have the flags. So we have totally four flags here. One is called as negative flag, zero flag, carry flag, last is the overflow flag. So these flags are activate only after executing only, nothing but depend upon the your output value. So these flags are activated here. So I told you already When we have the negative flag means when you're getting output in negative way, and zero means suppose if you're getting output in zeros, then you have this zero flag is activated. If you're getting any carry, then C, that is carry flag activated. Next is the V means if you are having any overflow in your output, then overflow flag is activated. So it is same as the CPSR only. So there we have the current process. Here we have the full program here. Both are same. Okay, so that's why once you read that means it is easy to understand this also. And remaining everything is same only. So don't get confused here. Just so that's why you just read the CPSR and by default you'll get the program status register instruction here. I write the same theory for both also. There is no problem because in both they are given the same concept only. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's why please read carefully that CPSR here. Because whatever the concept we have in CPSR, the same concept is given in the PSR also. So that's why if you understand it very clearly means no need to read this. Just have to change the values. Just have to write only PSR here. Remaining is same only. So just remember only this one syntax while writing the PSR because these two questions usually give in exams. That is one is CPSR, one more is the PSR here. And already we discussed what is coprocessor because that is again given in a CPSR also. Nothing but coprocessor means which help the main processor work faster here. Nothing but the work is divided into main and the coprocessor here. The same concept is given out here also. Okay. So in the second model, that is first chapter, we'll have two topics here. One is loading constants and one more is the 3.4, that is just go back here just a minute. So this topic is very small topic. This topic already we covered. Yes, software interrupt instructions here. So if you cover these two means this covers your second module. Half means first chapter, and next we'll go for the next half year. So in second chapter, I mean second module, you have to see this third chapter and the sixth chapter here, because those two include your second module. That is only in third chapter 3.1 to 3.6 only. 3.7 is not for your syllabus. We have only 3.1 to 3.6 here. So in this the way like most important is PSR and this 3.4, then the 3.1 here, because most of the questions we get on this only. And meanwhile, so try to solve the first module all questions what are given in the